Hi guys, this is Heather, known as Bunnyfish on Ravelry, Instagram, and YouTube. Today is Thursday, May 4th, and I just got out of the shower and I'm wearing a bathrobe and yeah, super classy. But I got home from work and my sister's friend was watching our kids because my sister was at a thing with one of her other kids is at a thing, and the friend was just walking out the door to take the kids to the dollar store, so I have a few minutes to myself. So I'm going to try to tell you about some things. First up, I finished the first Diamondback sock. The pattern is by Kirsten Hall, and you work in short rows to make these little diamond segments. And it's alternate construction. It's very, very cool. The pattern is, no, I don't want to say it because I'll be wrong, but it makes this, the pattern of the sock makes this really cool diamond texture thing here. And it comes in several different sizes. I think it was a Sock Madness sock last year, but I'm not sure. But I did finish the first one. And I have started on the second one, but it's only at the cuff. And the other thing that I have been working on with some fervor, last month I did also finish the rhombus socks, finally, but I forgot to take a picture, so I told my friend I need a picture, and it hasn't come through yet. Whatever. So I've been working pretty diligently on this pair of socks. It looks like a sock, right? Totally looks like a sock. So this is the Frankensteak, which is a pattern by the Czarina of Socks. And the concept of the pattern was to make a sheep to sock project that you could do all in one demonstration. So spin the yarn and then knit a pair of socks. But to make that doable in a single demonstration, she broke it down into 5 parts. I don't want to give too much away of the pattern, but you do the cuffs as one part. So I'm slowly taking out waste yarn to be able to work on that and attach. You do here's the legs. These 2 parts were actually knit together and I've already cut them. You can see the raw, well, if it would focus, you could see the raw edges. There you go. So there's the raw edges. It's called the ace bandage, and that's kind of like the, it's this part of your foot. And then you knit the toes and heels of the socks all together. So there's 4 of these segments. I've already cut off 2 of them though, and inserted 1 heel into the, ace bandage section, using a combination graft and mattress stitch. And then I used the other toe. Okay, so I'm not doing the foot per pattern. The foot is done both feet at the same time, one inside the other as a tube, but I didn't like that when I knit my own socks, my first pair. So this is actually the second pair of socks that I will be knitting using this pattern, and this is Josh's pair because we were supposed to knit them together, but then he was a fail and didn't like it and started late, and he sent all the pieces that he had knit to me because he didn't like the process. I think it's because he was on the kind of boring knitting. Like, he did the 2 really boring parts where it's not a lot of magic happening. So I think that's why he got tired of it, but I'm finishing them for him. And I actually started this foot this morning before work. Something that I did different, a couple things that I did different from the pattern. The first one I'm going to talk about was accidental. So I did too many increase rows on the toes of these socks. The toes and heels are actually much shallower per the pattern. But I realized I had done too many increases, and I was like, well, I could rip back like 10 rounds or something, or I could just go with it. So I just went with it and did fewer straight rounds and then did the decreases. And I actually think that is going to work better because when I made the socks for me, it was a little bit tight across the instep and the heel felt a little shallow. So I think this will work better for that. Another change I made to the pattern, I don't think I've made any other except these two. The pattern tells you to knit the feet and then graft use a combination graft and mattress stitch to attach them to the foot or the toes. I instead picked up stitches on the toe so that I can knit all in one thing so that I can actually try on the sock, because I found that my personal socks were a little bit too short, even though I had made them to be a little bit too long. And that's just the way that some of these pieces stretch or don't stretch. So I wanted to do this because, first of all, it would be one less graft thing. And also because then I can try it on with the pieces and see how it goes. And I think it'll work out really, really nicely. I can't wait to show you the finished socks because they're so close to done now. I have 4 of the 5 sections done and I am partway through the 5th section and I've already started joining. So these socks should go together pretty quickly. I'm hoping to have them finished within the month. I have to come to terms with the fact that I just don't have a lot of knitting time now.
Oh, hi. What are you doing? Are you going to knit? What do you think? Yeah? Knitting? Ooh!
Hi guys, it is Wednesday, the 10th of May, and I am finding myself with some free time unexpectedly. I had plans to go with my sister's friend to look at paint samples and stuff because she's helping us redo a whole bunch of stuff in our house, but she has bronchitis and I think she said something else and she's on antibiotics, so we are canceling our trip today. So I have the whole day free now because I got up and I was really productive, did a whole bunch of cleaning, got, a whole bunch of chores done. There's still some things that I need to do, but I got a lot of that out of the way because I knew that I would be leaving the house for most of the day. So now I have hours in which to knit and color, and I'm excited. And look at this. I have a couple finished things to show you, but I have a finished sock. So this is the first Frankenstein sock, and I think I'll be able to finish the second one today because I have I have 3 pieces for the bottom put together, which means I only have to attach 2 other pieces to it. The leg and the cuff is around here somewhere. Probably under the dog's butt. No, yeah, totally under the dog's butt. Okay, so the cuff, the leg, and attaching, and then there's some magic that you do to join it in the middle. And then those will be completely finished. All of the ends are woven in on the inside of this sock, but they're not trimmed. I'll weave in all of the ends on this sock after I finish. Remember how I said I was going to put 2 rounds on my Christmas Eve cast-on socks every time I had a day off? Well, I definitely did not do that last month. Actually, honestly, that might be close. Almost every day in April I had, if not work, then something planned, but a lot of days I worked 5 days a week if you count an overnight shift as straddling 2 days, which I personally do. Sorry, that's my laptop booting up over there because I'm going to watch Outlander Season 1, the second half of the season today, because I got the DVDs from the library and it's going to keep me busy while I'm working on these. Not keep me busy, that's what these are going to do, or all of my knitting. It is going to keep me company, rather. So these socks are made using West Yorkshire spinners, partially up the leg I did 21 stripes total on the foot, I think, counting, the divider stripes as their own stripes. So I think I'm going to do 21 stripes up the leg also. So I think I'm on stripe 8 or 9 up the leg. And, my goal is 2 rounds every day that I have a day off. So we'll see how that goes. It is, Thursday, the 11th, and I finished these last night but didn't record. So, I have finished the Frankenstein pattern, which is by the Czarina of Socks, and you knit a pair of socks in 5 sections and then cut them up and graft them and mattress stitch them and do a little knitting magic, and you have a pair of socks. The whole point of the pattern was to do like a sheep to sock thing, and it's a really, really cool pattern. So let's take you in for a little bit of a closer look. My left sock is right side out, my right sock is inside out, so you can see where seaming happens and where raw edges are on the inside of the sock. Because some people, have sensitive feet, I don't, and so that doesn't bother me. And these, when you wear, because this is non-superwash, it felts together. Are you okay?
Yeah.
So toes, and then the foot section, and then this is the ace bandage section, and you can see there's some grafting here and some here. Not grafting, some mattress stitching there, and then you go up into the leg and the cuff. And as you can see, there's a fair bit of ends woven in. Everything's woven in, it just hasn't been cut. So it's not your basic sock construction. It does take a little more effort, but it's really cool. It's a really fun way to use non-superwash hand spun, because you get to see, you get to manipulate the striping and color sequences, and like the legs match perfectly, which is cool. The ace bandages match color-wise. The toes and heels match, and that's really cool. But then like the feet and the cuffs are different. It's just a really fun way to play with hand spun and to take the knitting out of the box, basically. I am really proud of how they turned out, and especially because I made this hand spun. I spun this for him on a drop spindle, and it's fingering weight 2-ply. So
But it is.
I'm pretty proud of them. Pretty pleased with how they turned out. And now I just need to cut all these ends and wash and block and eventually get them to him so that he can have a very cool pair of hand spun socks.
Yeah.
Which I don't even have right now.
So bless.
Actually, I've never had a pair of hand spun socks. I made a couple pairs now, but none for me. I should work on that. So it's been a moment since I talked to you about what I've been reading. I finished this book, If at Birth You Don't Succeed, by Zach Anner, and it is a memoir, and Zach Anner has cerebral palsy and still managed to, has managed so far, I guess, to host a couple TV shows and travel and be a comedian. So it's a little bit about his struggles and a little bit about, I don't know, it's really good. I've been on a memoir kick recently, so I enjoyed this one. This is not a memoir. I just started reading this last night, and I am decently far through, 78. This is Heartless by Marissa Meyer, and she wrote the Lunar Chronicles, which, I really, really, really like. And this is based on Alice in Wonderland instead of on fairy tales. So it's pretty good so far. I like the reworking of some of the characters, and obviously I'm enjoying it since I haven't been reading it for very long and I'm already on 78. Hey guys, it is Saturday, May 20th, and I haven't recorded in almost the whole month, I don't think, because I've been really, really busy, and we've been doing this swim at work, which is really, really fun, but exhausting. It's exhausting. We do it on Mondays and Tuesdays. I've done 2 swims so far, and like afterward I just nap. So that's why I'm not recording after those shifts, even though they're only short shifts. I have been crafting, but not a ton. I do have a little bit to show you though. So let's do that. And before I do that, you should be so proud. You should be so proud. I have this day off, and we were supposed to go to a child's birthday party, so I was super productive, and my bedroom has a floor, and it's made out of wood. It's not made out of children's clothing or children's paper or children's toys.
Hello!
Despite what she would have one believe, it is actually made out of wood. And I have excavated it. I'm so proud.
You're right, Mother.
Look at that. It's an actual wooden floor. I mean, it needs to be refinished, but we'll get to that eventually. A big chunk of my crafting time has been spent on this little one. This is a unicorn. We were going to a birthday party for my cousin's daughter, and I wanted to make something because she's turning 1, and what do you get a 1-year-old really? So I was going to do this little unicorn, which I have. So there he is. Or I guess I could throw a pink ribbon around its neck and make it a her or whatever. I don't know. But I think it turned out super duper cute. Look at that face. All of the yarns for that little guy are acrylic, so he's machine washable and dryable. Stylistically, it's totally different than the Lunar Chronicles. But it's really, really good. And I can't recommend it enough. I have been working on a few other things, but the main thing I've been working on is this second Diamondback sock. And I am to the gusset increases. You do that before. There's not really a heel in this pattern, so I'm through gusset increases, which means I'm getting close to halfway on the sock. And then because the bottom doesn't have the diamond pattern, it goes much faster, and I'm pretty pleased with that, since the first sock took me like 87 months or something, and this one is going to take me about a month. I think it's turning out really, really cool. I really like that diamond pattern. Whenever I'm working on it in public, everybody comments on it. They think it's really cool looking, so I'm enjoying the knit a lot. This might be one of my favorite views. And the background noise isn't too bad either.